Now, if I can back up just a little bit here, before my mother's passing, I used to do all the crazy stuff to my natural hair too. Like especially with heat, like, oh my God, heat was like my best friend because I wasn't used to like this kinky texture, right? After her passing, I literally didn't see my hair for almost 2 years. Welcome back to another segment of Let's Talk Kinky with Jheri J. And in today's video, we're gonna talk about accepting your natural hair. While we do this, we're gonna also dry detangle. So let's get started. When you dry detangle, that does not mean detangle your hair when it's fully dry. Like, no, don't do that. My hair is not dry at all. Like, I don't know if it's showing up on camera, even though it looks dull, like I can still feel old product on my fingers. And that's exactly what you want. So I just want to talk about 3 simple things today, especially when it comes to like accepting your natural hair. And that is why some people think their natural hair is ugly. The problem with telling people to be patient. And I just want to share a little bit of like my story of how I overcame like some of my insecurities. So let's get into it. Why do some people think their hair, their natural hair, is ugly? And simply it's because it's damaged. It's just damaged. It's not ugly, it's just damaged. And here on any social site that I have, my main goal is promoting healthy hair. You guys don't see me do a lot of styling and other weird things, right? You just don't see that from me. Because my goal is to get your hair to its healthiest. And you can't do that by experimenting with your hair, especially if it's weak. Like, if your hair is in a fragile state, I want to encourage you to stop what you're doing and focus on health. I get it. People get bored with their hair easily, and styling is just one of the ways like we just express like ourselves and, you know, let our personality shine. Like, I get that, right? But if your goal is to have healthy hair, you got to put that sunshine on pause for a second. Like, you just, or find a way, another way to shine. Like, seriously. And that makes me think of the problem with telling people to be patient. A lot of natural hair influencers come on, you know, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and give you like their top tips, right? And I'm telling you, one of their top tips are always be patient. You know how I know that? Because it's one of mine. Like, it's one of mine. But here's the problem with telling people to be patient. You're literally telling them to do nothing at all and just watch. Do you know how frustrating that is? So if you ever came to me for like hair help, I don't just tell you to be patient. I tell you to focus on your true insecurity. Here's the thing, when we go natural, we're kind of taking away like the shimmer and shine, you know, if that makes sense. And all we have left is us. So let's go into like my personal story and like what I mean by that. So when I say focus on your true insecurity, right? Honestly, there's only so much you can do when it comes to like hair growth. Like, you can't make your hair grow inches overnight, people. You just can't do that, right? You can't do that. You have to continue to have like a healthy like routine, regimen, whatever you want to call it, right? You have to be consistent, right? Be consistent. You have to be consistent, but during that time, you have to find out, what am I truly insecure about? And let me focus on improving that part of my life versus looking in the mirror and watching my hair grow. So my main insecurity is the way that I talk. Like, I don't have like advanced vocabulary, you know, and you guys know, like, I use the word are when I should be using is. I use the word came when I should be using come. You know, like different stuff like that. My vocabulary is just not perfect, right? And when I was relaxed, that wasn't an issue because I was pretty. You know, like in my eyes, I had, you know, silky hair. I had the nice figure, you know. I had all this shimmer and shine going on where it distracted people from like my language in my head. It probably didn't in real life, but in my head, that covered up my insecurities with my vocabulary, right? So I always say fix the root of the problem. My only option was when I became natural. By the way, if you're new to this channel,
hi,
you should know that I completely like big chop. I didn't transition. Like I completely just chopped everything off. So that was like a woo. Oh my God, this girl is bald, and I felt like I looked like a little boy. And you know, my vocabulary was messed up. I mean, I still had a good shape at that time in my life, but taking away my hair just kind of revealed like more bad language, you know, like that stood out a little bit more than normal to me. So before I start rambling on about like my insecurities, right, going down that rabbit hole, my only options were to improve my vocabulary, right, or get over it, like accept who I was, which wasn't an easy decision in the beginning. What made it easy for me, unfortunately, my mother passed. And my attitude at that moment was I didn't really care about much anything else. Like I completely turned numb to any type of like feeling. I wasn't happy, I wasn't sad, I was just numb, right? And I was that way for almost 2 years after her passing. Like, I can't describe it, but what people thought about me was not a concern of mine at all. And obviously, I don't wish that for anyone, to lose a loved one and completely turn numb to accept their natural hair. Like, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is how I view things completely changed. And I'll be honest with you, not caring about how my hair looked, right? Like I still took care of it, you know, when I had the energy. Because honestly, when you go through something like that, you just don't have the energy for anything. But caring about what others thought about my natural hair, caring about what I thought about my natural hair completely was not an issue for me. Like, I didn't even think about it. And honestly, for almost that 1.5 or 2 years, I literally kept a bonnet on. Like, I probably seen my hair once every 2 weeks, if that. Like, I just didn't see it. But I tell you, leaving it alone and being distracted, my hair took off. Like, my hair like grew at a really, really nice length for when I came back to reality. I was very happy. I was very happy. I was thankful that my hair didn't, you know, fall off. I was thankful. So I say all this to say, right, when it comes to accepting your natural hair, you have to focus on the solution and not the problem. If you think your hair is ugly, truly it's probably just damaged. Focus on the solution, being get together a routine that works for your hair in order to retain its length. And don't just be patient. Focus on your true insecurity. Believe me, this can be gone tomorrow. Like, I can lose it like within a blink of an eye. But now that I'm like confident in Jheri, you get what I'm saying? It won't hurt me. Like, it won't crush me. Like, don't get me wrong, I'll miss my hair because I obviously love it. But it won't crush who I am as a person. And if you don't believe me, you should join me on Facebook at My Natural Hair Life. Believe me, they hear all my bad English there. So I appreciate you guys tuning in today, and if I can help you in any way, please let me know. Let us also know how you have overcome your insecurities, and if you haven't yet, let me know that you need help, and I would do the very best that I can to help you. I want to thank you guys again for tuning in today, and if you don't know, your girl has separation anxiety issues. I do. I'm bringing that in to 2021. So if you could just click the next video for me, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. See you next time.